obtain your blue sheet and something to write with. Here you're looking at what are going to be the steps of your origami. So you have AT bonds. So you have 2 columns of AT bonds and 2 columns of CG bonds. Now what we need to do is insert our hydrogen bonds because they are held together but very loosely. AT bonds are held together with 2 hydrogen bonds. So go ahead and sketch those in. And over here, CG bonds are held together by 3 hydrogen bonds, so it's a little bit stronger. Okay, for this assignment of these 16 CG-AT bonds, you only need 10. So let's go ahead and number off the 10 we're going to use. The other 6, you can cut them out and give them to me. I can give them to students who may have made a mistake somewhere in the project. Pause and cut them out. It should look like this. Now I want you guys to see that there is another red dotted line, which in this activity book means you cut on it. It's a little divot right here. So in all 10 of these, please go ahead and just cut on that little red dotted line. So you know how your 10 base pairs cut, especially this little divot right there. Push those to the side and get out your sides of your DNA, the backbones, the pink and the yellow paper. Get out something to write with. These are going to be the sides of your DNA double helix. So I want you guys to look at what molecules you're looking at. Let's start right here at 1. Okay, so the backbone is made out of deoxyribose sugar. So I'm going to label that DS and phosphate, but that's already labeled with a P, so we don't need to write phosphate. Deoxyribose sugar, phosphate. Deoxyribose sugar, phosphate. Deoxyribose sugar, sugar. DS for deoxyribose sugar. This is the sugar phosphate backbone. Do the same thing on the other side. Deoxyribose sugar every time you see a pentagon. So once it's labeled, go ahead and pause the video if it's not. I want you to cut around the red lines for both the pink and the yellow backbone, so it looks like this. Once it looks like this, we will go ahead and begin our cutting. We're going to be cutting on all of the red lines. So let's start with pink. Go down into the middle cutting arena till eventually this circle in the middle is gone and everything else remains. Cut on the red line. So once you're in the middle zone, go ahead and cut that bad boy out. And as you can see, I still have many more red cuts that I need to do. So go up, and over, up, and over. Go ahead and pause the video now till you are done cutting out the pink side of the backbone. Like so. We need to do something similar now with the yellow. So go ahead and find on the outer edge of the yellow where you can cut down into that middle cutting arena and go ahead and work your way in to that space I think I took the wrong direction because I ended up at a blue folding line. So go ahead and cut down until you get into that arena without cutting on any of the blue dashed lines, and do the same thing. Cut out the middle piece, and then we'll work through the rest of the cuts around numbers 1 through 10. Once that piece is out, now I can go through every single red dotted line and make my incision. So I'm going to start with number 1 and just go that very tiny little cut all the way up to the blue dotted line. And then I will go all the way up. I'm not cutting it off like so. This one's a little bit more delicate because you have to cut all the way up to the blue dotted line. But if you go past the blue dotted line, you'll end up cutting out the gray piece, which is no bueno. So go ahead and just very delicately cut along all the red dashed lines in the middle of the yellow side of the double helix. Go ahead and pause the video till that is done. Now we need to fold on the blue lines. So in the pink, they're solid, which means we're going to fold down on them. So every time you see a solid blue line, just fold down. I won't do the whole thing with the video. You can do that on your own. Then I'm going to go to my yellow, and the line is dotted blue. So every time I see a dotted blue, I'm going to fold up. And it looks like before the dotted blue, make sure you have like a little incision there because that was a red line. Okay, fold up. Well, fold up on the gray, but down on the dotted blue line. All right, I won't spend the video doing that. Go ahead and pause until you have folded down on all the blue dotted lines and up on all of the solid. All right, go ahead and put your blue base pairs in order, 1 through 10. Pause to give yourself some time to do that. And once they're in order, go ahead and take your pink paper and find the 5' or the 5 end like that. So you're holding the 5 side and the 1 in your hand. Okay, and remember, a gray checked background means glue. So you're going to need your glue stick for this part as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glue and put a dab on the gray shaded area like so. All right, now I've got to be super careful here. I'm going to grab number 1 and I'm going to line up this square, the rectangle with the rectangle, and the A with the A, and press. Okay, I'm going to go down to number 2. This might get a little clunky, but it'll come together in the end. Put a little piece of glue on there. Find my base number 2. Match up the rectangle and the A with the A. I'm going to go down to number 3. This is going to take some finagling. Might even need some tape, whatever's a stronger adhesive. I'm going to go a little tape, a little glue right there for number 3. I'm going to take my number 3. I'm going to line up rectangle with rectangle and make sure A is with A. Check. And do that all the way to number 10. All right, go ahead and grab your yellow side of your double helix and find the side that says 3 end with the number 1. And go to your pink and blue and find number 1 right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to find this slit that you made, and then there's also a slit right here on the yellow, and you're going to put them together like so. So they match. And then you'll know you're successful if your triangles match. So if that's true, go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the gray. Reinsert the slit like so. B with B and triangle, triangle. Press for a couple seconds to make the adhesive really good. Let's do number 2 together. Find number 2, slit with slit. Okay, B is successfully with the other B. And the green triangles are together. I don't think this is hard. It's just a little bit clunky. Do one more together, then pause the video. Number 3 with number 3. Insert the slit, B with B, triangle with triangle, secure with some adhesive. Okay, so keep going till all 10 of your blue is attached to your yellow. Okay, you should have a double helix here. Now we need to stabilize it, so go ahead and find base pair number 1, and you'll see that there are solid blue lines. That means fold down. So go through all 1 through 10 and fold down on the solid lines. Maybe just go through one side and then flip it and then go through the other just to make it more secure. So I'm folding this way, and then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to fold the same on the other side as well. Go ahead and pause as needed. Moving pretty quickly here. Number 10. I want to get the other side of that as well. Fold down. This one's a little bit of a thicker fold because it has some paper that's been glued together. So when all 10 have been folded on both sides, we will stabilize the structure and then we are done.